it's like I just don't feel like in his life he took accountability to write that book and all that. There's certain thing when I saw the interview of him writing that book, um, I mean it'd be a bit of a mad time to pull it up now, right? In the middle of, but you know I'm a mad guy, so um, it's just creepy. I just find this real creepy, man. I mean it's quite a long interview. You know what, we're gonna. This is a 7 minute version, which is still quite a bit long. We're gonna do it. Fuck it. Um, because this is just interesting as hell. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say R.I.P. just to make up for the fact that I'm gonna just stick it on him right now. Shout out to everyone watching. I'm seeing there's some viewers there. Yeah. If he had took accountability in his life, I think I'd look at the whole thing differently. And I don't feel like he did. I don't know. Not that I followed it that closely. And one thing about this system, you know, probably fair or not, do you know what I'm saying? They did get him and put him in jail for something else years later. I think he got quite a hefty sentence, 10 years or something, for something to do with like kidnap, because it was something to do with some merchandise that belonged to him. But anyway, this is OJ Simpson, The Lost Confession. And it says in brackets hypothetical.
Interrupted minutes. OJ puts himself hypothetically at the scene of the crime.
The chapter 6 is called The Night in Question. And you write in the book, now picture this and keep in mind that this is
purely
hypothetical.
Hypothetical.
Yes. Why don't you tell
Why
me
would you do that?
what might have happened on the night of June 12th, 1994? And let's just walk through the night.
Well, first of all, this is very difficult for me to do this. It was very difficult for me because it's hypothetical.
But why would you do it then? Like, if your wife died or was murdered by someone else, and you're obviously distraught about that, and you were accused of it, and you didn't do it, why would you create that? It's a really strange thing to do. It's really strange.
I know, and I accept the fact that people are going to feel whatever way they're going to feel. You know, they're going to, you know, whatever they want to feel. In the book, the hypothetical is
Charlie pulls that up.
Charlie. This guy Charlie shows up, the guy who I had recently become friends with, and
even though, like, the way he's laughing at the name, because it's a different name or something, like, as if, yeah, we know it's not Charlie.
I don't know why he had been by Nicole's house, but it told me you wouldn't believe what's going on over there. And I remember thinking, well, whatever's going on over there has got to stop, right? So we kind of hooked up together, and you know, I'm kind of broad stroking this. We go over, get in the Bronco and go over.
Let's just go back and do the details. Where did you park?
Let's do the detail.
You park
in the hypothetical in the alley.
Right. You park in the alley.
Yeah.
And you put on a wool cap and gloves.
She's clever because she's like, right, okay, we're calling this hypothetical, but let's get all of the details that compare to the trial so we can actually compare it to the evidence.
In the hypothetical, I put on a cap and gloves.
Right.
Yeah.
But he knows.
And you reached under the seat for?
A knife. I always kept a knife in the car for the crazies and stuff because you can't travel with a gun. And I remember Charlie saying, you ain't bringing that.
I forgot to say hypothetical that time.
But I believe he took it.
Charlie took the knife?
Yeah. In the book.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the back gate, you go through the back gate?
Yes.
And it was open or broken or?
I don't recall.
Okay.
I go to the front and I'm looking to see what's going on. And I can see that it appears like Nicole had candles all the time. She really did, to keep her overhead down, I think. And music was on, and while I was there, a guy shows up. You know?
So Ron Goldman comes in the back gate.
Yeah, a guy that I really didn't recognize. I may have seen him around, but I really didn't recognize him to be anyone. And in the mood I was in, I started having words with him.
He says to you, I just came by to return a pair of glasses. Judy left them at the restaurant.
Yeah, words to that effect, yes.
And
And
He was
I
on-
don't know if I believed it or didn't believe it. It was pretty much immaterial because, you know, I was more concerned about everything that was going on, you know, and was fed up with it, I guess. And
You get into a fight. Nicole comes out.
a
and-
verbal
A verbal fight.
Got a little loud, and by that time, Nicole had come out, and we started having words about who is this guy, why is he here, what's going on.
And she says, "This is my house. Get the F out of here."
Yes, and which I didn't like because, once again, this is the same person. And if you read the book, you'll see some things that happened in the 2 weeks leading up to this that were very, very irritating, you know.
He's literally given like a detailed explanation of his relationship with his wife to build up to what was going on. It's absolutely insane. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if a lot of people know about this or not. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know about it at the time. I found out about this years later. I found out about this like when I had an interest in feminism and like realized like how badly these cases get that the men get favored and protected in these cases, in celebrity cases and in the real world. Like it's just it is the way it is. But this is vastly like extreme. Like imagine Johnny Depp now, and don't get me wrong, he could literally do it. Like Johnny Depp fans are so brainwashed, yeah, and men and in this world and patriarchy is so powerful, is that if Johnny Depp wanted to, he could write a book saying, actually I was the abuser, and write a book and then call it hypothetical and do an interview like this, and everybody would literally believe him, yeah. And even if they didn't believe him, they would want to support it so much that they pretend they believe him and troll everyone on the internet about it. It's quite crazy the world we live in when you really think about it.
Charlie had followed this guy in, wanted to make sure it was no problem, and he brought the knife. As things got heated, I just remember Nicole fell and hurt herself. And this guy kind of got into a karate thing. And I said, well, you think you can kick my ass? And I remember I grabbed a knife. I do remember that portion, taking a knife from Charlie. And to be honest, after that, I don't remember. Except I'm standing there and it's...
Listen to this. He's telling you what he remembers and what he doesn't remember from a hypothetical. So you've created a hypothetical with memory loss. Oh my God.
All kind of stuff around and
What kind of stuff?
blood and stuff around. You know, I hate to say this, but this is hypothetical. I'm sorry.
Right.
I know
Yeah, that's the sick part. Look at the eyes, his eye kind of rolling, the laughing, the humor he's finding in this idea. Yeah? Obviously, we know he killed his wife, and he's laughing about it. He's literally laughing about it. This guy is sick. And even if he didn't, that is like in the smallest chance in the world, or for anyone who still wants to make that point, oh, he got off, he didn't do it, then he's still sick. He's still sick for laughing about his wife dying like this. Allow it.
What kind of stuff?
blood and stuff around. You know, I hate to say this, but this is hypothetical. I'm sorry.
Right.
I know we got to
Nasty.
back up again.
That's okay. I want to back
this
up.
Is hard. This
is hard. I know. I want to back up
hard
to.
to try to make people think that I'm.
I know. You wrote in the book, I had never seen so much blood in my life.
Yes.
Covered. You're covered. The scene. Can you describe it?
It's hard for me to describe it. I'm telling you. I don't think any two people could be.
Hold on, let me pull that up.
Covered.
I want to think about his, like, watch his face when that bit gets shown.
Wrote in the book, I had never seen so much blood in my life.
Yes.
Look how calm he is about it.
You're covered. The scene. Can you describe it?
It's hard for me to describe it. I'm telling you. I don't think any two people could be murdered the way they were without everybody being covered in blood. And of course, I think we've all seen the grisly pictures after. So yeah, I think everything would have been covered in blood.
And what goes through your mind at a time like that?
I don't know. It's like, what happened?
Right. You write about removing a glove before taking the knife from Charlie.
You know, I had no conscious memory of doing that, but obviously I must have because they found the glove there.
And blacking out. Have you ever blacked out before?
Not to my knowledge.
No.
No.
And
Of course, if something like this would take place in anybody's life, if it were to happen, I would imagine it's something that you would probably automatically have trouble wrapping your mind around it. It was horrible. It was absolutely horrible.
Staggering first-hand details about the crime scene, which he says are hypothetical.
You wrote in the book, I had never seen so much blood in my life.
Yes. It's hard for me to describe it, I'm telling you. I don't think any two people could be murdered the way they were without everybody being covered in blood.
Then you see bloody footprints and you decide to take off.
Yes. Actually, I believe Charlie kept saying, we got to get out of here.
And in the book, you describe taking off your shoes, your pants, and your shirt and dropping it in a bundle. Do you remember that?
Yes.
And do you remember what happens
Because what are you
next?
going to do with it? You know, somebody's got to get rid of, as you may have called during the trial, is that wear the bloody clothes. So somebody had to get rid of the bloody clothes.
Right. And you had left your keys and wallet in your pants pocket, and you had to go back and get it?
You know, to be honest, I think, I know that to be true, yes, yes.
And Charlie is hysterical, screaming, Jesus Christ, OJ, Jesus Christ. And you tell him to shut up.
Yeah, he's in a panic. He was in a panic, and I'm telling him to shut up. Let's get out of here.
So you get back in the car, you take in your clothes, put them in the bundle.
And drove back and it parked a block away because I knew the limo would be there, and came across the backyard through the 2 tennis courts and, you know, came through the house.
So you went through the neighbors.
Neighbors, yeah. He had a tennis court, then I had a tennis court.
And you go into the house, and what happens in the house?
I ran upstairs to take a shower. I actually ran upstairs and took some of my bags and came back downstairs and put them out front.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy. What a crazy thing to do. I think I've said it, you know, I paused along the way and before. I've already kind of said how wild it is that someone would create something like that when you've claimed you're innocent, to be out here just mocking, laughing about her death, laughing that you're calling it hypothetical. I'll take my RIP back, man. I'll take my RIP back because you know, I'm gonna just show some of the comments here for a second actually. Like, look, OJ, this is pure hypothetical. 5 minutes later, I remember. See, that's exactly the part that I clocked as well, right? He has to go back and say it's hypothetical, but then literally gets into it and describes it in a way that only the killer could. Like I say, anyone who you think is innocent, you actually think that, it's still sick. You can't tell me that's not sick. It's not a sick in the head thing to do. So, you know, whatever, man. We move on from OJ Simpson. I've got no sympathy really. Another current story. We've got a comment over here. Tupperware Fan Bridgington, that's a long name. I've never seen this clip, but he once did an interview with Ruby Wax and he didn't come across well. If I remember correctly, he got a knife out and pretended to stab Ruby at the end of the program. What? Alright, we're gonna have to look that one up. I was about to get onto this J.K. Rowling story, but we're gonna have to look that up. Ruby Wax. And it says stabbing. Oh my god. So I'm saying, so he's been mocking this idea all this time. There's a these are very short videos. That one's 15 seconds. This one's 37 seconds. I want to play the whole thing. Well, let's just pause an absolutely banging prank, they're calling it. Let's try this.
I've never personally shaken hands with a murderer. It's good to see you.
Thank you. Very nice meeting you. Huh?
Doesn't that hurt your feelings?
No.
And you got me riled up. You got me started.
After we finished filming, OJ said to me that he had a surprise for me, and I genuinely was surprised.
Just did you do it?
No, I didn't.
I think it was his idea of a joke.
Nope.
And this is it.
Did not do it. No, I didn't. Nope, did not do it.
Look at his eyes, man. Not only did he not do it, I mean, not only did he do it, he's sick. Like, he's like celebrating it. He is like gassed that he got away with it. It's crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. Alright, like I said, let's move on from OJ.